Greetings, social interwebs. Tis I, Danny Everbourne here, and this month we are officially celebrating my 1-year anniversary as a part of the active roster on CCW. And what better way to celebrate than by rewatching some of my biggest matches and moments from this 1 year. So let's start, shall we? So we're starting off with the King of the Territory. I believe this was on December 7th, 2024. And listen to that entrance song. That's probably a copyright waiting to happen. That dude. I don't remember this being a particularly fun night for me.
Also spent time at the Nightmare Factory.
So if I may pause, there was actually a few days before I got a tan, as wrestlers do. It was a horrible tan. I normally do 1 grade, but when I got there, that grade I guess was being used. So they asked me if I wanted to do a different grade, and I said, yeah, sure, let me do a higher grade. And I ended up turning red because that's what happens when I tan. So ever since then, I've been as pale can get.
Directly with Cody Rhodes, Everbourne,
There we go.
after Stevens and Levy.
Look at that.
Good aggression by the
There you go.
youngster. Look out from behind.
Never turn your back on your opponent.
The inexperience is
Chops.
going to be his biggest problem here in this matchup.
No, Meadow,
And the pacing is the most important thing in that match because
Meadows on commentary? I just realized.
we have 27 minutes. That's another 50 minutes at least.
Oh, great. Wow.
Now he's been eliminated.
There he goes.
Not a good first showing. I promise you, I usually last longer than 60 seconds. Still a cool moment. I got to be a part of a Rumble, I guess you could say, a King of the Territory match. I want to say I found out probably a few days before, and just it's pretty cool to get a reaction. It's one of the most nerve-wracking things is, am I going to come out to any sort of reaction or whatever? So it's pretty cool, especially considering, like, I'm sure there was some people in the crowd that have known me since I was holding a camera filming the matches. So now going from holding the camera to being in front of the camera, it's pretty cool. So even though it was short, sweet, it was a nice way to kind of start my CCW run. So match number 2. Special thank you to Jennifer for providing the footage on this one. Jesus Lord. That's the original Everbourne show shirt. Now we've made probably like 10 of them. You can see the entire section there. I do remember this is the day after my 19th birthday. I'll tell you that much. And definitely very nervous and still feeling a little bit of the effects from cake. From eating cake, I can tell you that much as well. Nah, this was cool. This was definitely still one of my favorite matches. Just because, it's always nice to see family and friends sitting in the crowd and just going to these shows and whatnot. The reception I always get from the audience is lovely, so. First thing I can tell you is just kind of beginning, you could look at my face and you could tell I'm like ultra nervous. That's, not 100% in my comfort zone. I'm sure if we go a little bit closer to matches I've had more recently, you can definitely see I'm a little bit more comfortable in the ring. Oh man. Don't think I've rewatched this match since, I probably rewatched it only once after it happened, or just more so for taking notes, things to fix, but don't think I've rewatched this match recently. Forearms. There we go. Big boy. Body slam. Wombo. Horrible. So this is also the gear that didn't fit me very well. Put it that way. So every match, guaranteed underwear showing. I think the next match, I eventually have new gear. Something that always makes me laugh is that the crowd has no clue what they're chanting when they're chanting Everbourne. They're chanting the name of a Minecraft server. So that's always one of the funniest things to me. Back elbow. Up. Alright. So they were right there. I just did a power slam, right? The factory power slam, as one might call it. I didn't know if I'd be able to get them all the way up. So the fact that I was able to lift them, like you can see once I drop them, I'm like, yes. I was genuinely happy about that. That was a genuine reaction because I did not think I'd be able to get him up. He's easily 250, 260. Big boy. Up. And there's the sexiest DDT and Wombo. Unfortunate ending. What a just up. So that was my first one-on-one match in CCW. First time the crowd got to kind of see me in a non-King of the Territory light. First time they got to hear my entrance music and all that. So it's a fun match, good match for sure. Good debut. Very happy. I was very happy with it at the ending. You know, very happy overall. So fun night. Match I look back and think very highly on. So leading up to it, we had done a promo with Gangrel, my wrestling coach, one of my wrestling coaches, and it was kind of one of the first cinematic promos, definitely my first cinematic promo, from going to doing the King of the Territory to the Gangrel video to then doing my match with Eddie Valentine. Relatively, it was pretty cool just leading up to everything and whatnot, and good month for me. That was December, so December of last year. So Bash at the Brew 48, Danny Briggs versus Danny Everbourne, the Battle of the Dannies. This was also the first time a one-on-one match was posted on the official CCW YouTube channel. So always cool to see that. When I tell you I was beyond nervous doing this match, 100%. Danny Briggs, I watched him on NXT TakeOver probably 7 years before, 6 years before. I don't remember the exact year. So, you know, from watching someone on TV to kind of wrestling them, that was a really cool opportunity. And I was 7 matches in, wrestling a former WWE superstar, someone who's stepped foot somewhere that we all want to step foot in, on a Bash at the Brew, our biggest event that we put on. So overall, major opportunity on this one. This is for sure a rematch I'd like to have, by the way. Just want to point that out. This was also the match that I did my my mop commercial promo for. Is the Everbourne Skadoosh Personality Mop 870. With this mop, you can clean items such as drinks, food, and Danny Briggs. Maybe I bit off a little more than I could chew doing that one, but overall, fun match, or fun promo, sorry.
Everbourne, only a handful of matches under.
Handful? So if you look here now, this is finally when I start wearing the biker shorts, because those tights just weren't working out for me.
A place where he grew up.
Yeah, so if you look at the first, like, I want to say 10 matches, not even, actually more, probably 20 matches. You could see, like, in my entrance, I was very just nervous and, like, you know, that's for sure something I always look back on, and like one of the first things I realized is like, oh man. Also, the first time I wore those white boots. Now those boots are black. So
easier said than done, but I give the kid credit. The guy's always at the CCW training facility whenever he gets an opportunity.
Thank you, Dan Ackerman, for that one. Yeah, so as mentioned by a commentator, Dan Ackerman here, he mentioned that I was trained by Cody Rhodes, Billy Gunn, and QT Marshall over at the Nightmare Factory. Definitely like one of the most amazing experiences ever. I could put that out there for sure. And you know, working with the current WWE champion, like he was holding the belt while I was working with him. That was an insane opportunity for sure. Life-changing and eye-opening. So. All you hear is mom. All you hear his mom.
Briggs better be careful as well. Don't turn your back on this kid.
And it's like every match, by the way. Just want to point that out.
It might be inexperienced, but I think he'll go for it if he gets the opportunity.
There we go.
Great job there.
It's 100% stolen by Ricky. 100% stole that from Ricky.
That'll force a break. Referee counting.
Fantastic mullet. That was probably the ending of my mullet until now.
Briggs taking his
Probably, I think I cut it off immediately after.
instructing the referee. She needs to count faster.
Crowd here at the Tank Brewery getting a USA chant going.
I guess the USA chance was a lovely hint at what was to come. Because that's kind of, considering the shirt I'm wearing right now, and eventually tapping into my Boy Scout roots, which I'm sure we'll get to. Oh man. My underwear is still showing. Jesus Lord. My underwear is always showing these matches. There we go. Textbook.
Goes to the cover. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. And Danny Briggs fired up. Right, and cutting off that momentum, Tyler.
That probably wasn't smart.
Everbourne giving Briggs a taste of his own medicine. Now here, don't get too cocky, Danny Everbourne.
Dan said it best. Don't get too cocky. I maybe should have
I love to see the fire of Everbourne, but
hit him with the crotch chop. For sure. Probably should have been more. Probably should try to get him back in the ring. Probably should try to win. That's the name of the game. That's no spoilers, but that's probably why the match ended why it ended, or how it ended, because definitely you should have been more assertive. Oh!
Well executed vertical suplex. He is a 20+ year veteran.
This is a match that for sure now I would love to do again. 100%.
His wrestling, his style, controlling this one.
Oh. Yeah, so right here, he puts me in the corner and he chops me. I fall, I collapse. That's because those chops hurt so much. And like the worst thing about it was he would stop and then do it. So it would build this like anticipation of like, oh no, and then he'd chop. Hurt so hard. And like you just see, I just collapsed down. I'm like, no, I don't want these anymore. This hurts. I don't want to play anymore. You ever get hit and you're just like, I don't want to play anymore? That was my moment. Like, I don't want to play anymore.
Deliver a blow, driving a knee into the midsection.
I can feel those chops.
Hey, come on now. Everbourne out of the way of the charging Briggs. Making Briggs out of the way of that clothesline, leaping neck breaker.
Oh, that was the first comeback.
Goes for the cover.
1, 2. Oh, so close. He had that leg hook tight, Tyler.
He did in.
Perhaps if I had the skadoosh punch,
That upset.
maybe I would have had a better chance
Everbourne
of.
fired up, but he's giving him too much breathing room. He needs to stay on.
Oh, here we go. 10 punches.
Everbourne now climbing the rope for some leverage. Don't ask him, just do it.
Laying away at the head of Danny Briggs. The young Everbourne looking to make a statement.
Oh, he could.
Has he got one more left?
And 10, and he keeps hammering away. Briggs is shoving him off at last. Scoops him up.
Oh,
Has him on his shoulder. Oh no, Briggs sliding down the back. I'm being honest.
Oh, yeah. That should be a disqualification. He kind of grabbed me right in the area.
Oh my God, good grief.
Right in the.
Sunstone Hooligan just discussing
a
it.
headbutt. Hook of the leg. 2 and 3. I mean, I don't know what is going on with our referee here tonight.
Definitely one of the matches. Like the one thing that I'd like to take away from this is definitely this is one of the matches that I would like to have now, for sure. Like an updated version of this match. More so, just because I feel like at the time, like I said, I was 7 matches in. Now, I've had a couple more, and obviously, and whatnot, and I feel like nothing in a bad way. This match for sure was good for what it was, but I would definitely like to, like I said, redo it and maybe I would like to have a rematch and see how things would go now, especially now that I have a jolly old skadoosh punch for the jolly old Englishman. So For sure, all the respect in the world to Danny Briggs. And next, all right, next match. This next match is Danny Everbourne versus Rich Wise, CCW Bash at the Brew, 52. This is, everyone's wearing green in the crowd because we're celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month. As the green Everbourne show shirt, like I said, I think we've made easily 20 of them, 10 of them.
I talked to him earlier, he said he feels it in his bones. This is the night.
Oh, I left that guy hanging. I have a really bad habit of doing that. So this match, going into it, I've yet to secure my first victory in professional wrestling. My first match against Ricky Martinez at the Nightmare Factory, we lost. As we saw some of the other ones, I've yet to get a victory, and right now I'm trying to chase that. It's kind of the intrigue of just any one of my matches is like, is he gonna get it? And you know, for sure at this point it was definitely getting frustrating, to say the least. At this point, he's already he already beat me at Breakout, and he also kind of beat me up backstage. And you know, referee Rango, it's my guy. Pretty sure this is a PG show. Like, he's over here like, oh, look at that. Oh. I mean, Wrestling Rich was always fun because the audience was so invested in just... Yeah, so Wrestling Rich is always fun because the crowd is obviously, you know, they don't like him, so they're invested in everything. They want to see him get his ass kicked. I'm 22 matches in, 100%, as Dan just said. Trying to secure my first victory. Oh, Jesus Lord, he went flying.
Rich, take a second. Come on, recover.
And Bade Slame. 1, 2. Right there. If he wouldn't have kicked out, he would have been the 1 and 21. Oh Jesus! He's gonna hit me with a donkey ride. I'm so glad I haven't had to take that anymore. Just gross. It's horrible. It's the worst feeling in the world. It's just rubbing his area right on the back of my neck. Just not very enjoyable. My girlfriend is sitting in the second row, by the way, watching that, and he faced it towards her. Jesus Lord. There we go. Boom.
The referee catches him. They got caught on the ropes. He didn't do it purposely. Great job there. He accidentally put his feet on the ropes. Yeah, he was just so close to the ropes, they got caught up when he went for the pinfall.
There you go, Rango. There you go. Everplex 870. There we go. 1, 2. Hell yeah.
Well, Tyler will wonders never seen. I can't believe it, Dan. Danny Everbourne. He got his first victory here.
I hated that arm pad.
Just like that.
Just never fit.
How about that on your guy, Rich? You are now the one.
Oh man, look at Mom jumping in the back. There you go. So that was my match against Rich Wise. That was my first victory. Definitely one of my favorite matches, one of my favorite moments that I've had thus far in my career. Wow. 50 matches. It's called a career. Just the reaction and just how excited everyone was. I finally did it after, I think they said there 21 matches. That was my 22nd. I feel like just that story of trying to get the first win, it's like, you know, at the end of the day, it kept people invested, and I, you know, something I'm very proud of, and especially the reaction and afterwards, you know, just now it kind of felt like the beginning of the next step. It was like, okay, you got your first win. Now, how do we continue to tell this story? I feel like, you know, a lot of wrestlers, one of the difference between me and some of the other guys that have come in the past couple of years is that in wrestling, you know, your storyline is with who you're wrestling with, your story, like what the crowd's invested with who they're wrestling in. I feel like with me, it's like my story is with me. Definitely a proud moment, definitely top 5, hell, even top 3, maybe even top 2 favorite matches and favorite moments of my career. This next match is Danny Everbourne versus Joe Garcia, CCW Vice City Slam, live at Vivo. Definitely excited for this match. This is definitely one of my favorite matches ever. Not necessarily because of the match per se, but more so because of the event and the moment. I was very excited to wrestle at Dolphin Mall. That was a place that I went to a lot when I was a wee lad, one might say, and you know, just the hype and the excitement for this event and whatnot, and just trying to figure out ways to promote the show that we've never done before. You know, making commercials and videos and all that type of stuff, and trailers and whatnot. So, you know, this felt like a big show. All the Vivos thus far, they always feel different, the vibe and whatnot. Definitely my favorite like event that we do. Marvin's over here doing the Randy Orton pose. Marvin's such a spaz, bro. He's such a spaz. You know, like how like the Creeper was created? I think that's how Marvin was created. One thing I will say is I do remember my theme song sounding very good on those speakers. Like, there's just some speakers that like don't do songs justice. Those speakers did my song justice for sure. See right there, I'm like confused. I'm like, oh look, this kid wants to give me a hug. Yeah, so this was for sure. This was the first time that I wore that gear, that neon green gear. Probably my favorite set I've ever done. All my stuff's designed by me, so you know, it's very cool to. I feel like my gear maker nailed that one. I'm literally glowing in the dark, and that was not meant to glow in the dark. I just maybe the colors and maybe the type of fabric he chose, but you know, giving Tyler a fist bump and not giving Eric a fist bump was funny. But yeah, that gear for sure, it popped, and that was kind of the goal, was just for it to kind of look like a comic book come to life. You know, definitely, like I said before, winning my first match, it felt like the beginning of the next chapter, and beginning of the next chapter also, I guess, meant new gear. So going from the regular red and white, the standard Everbourne gear, to this brand new turquoise. Also, turquoise is not a color many people wear, so you know, you have these other guys that they pay a designer to make their gear or to design their gear. Maybe it doesn't come out the way they wanna, and I feel like when you have someone else designing your stuff for you, it's different versus when you're the one designing it. There's a lot of personal meaning behind it that you add, and there's a lot of just personal work that you put behind something. Like if someone does something for you, you know, it comes out normal, but like if you do it, it's always different. There's always a personal attachment you have to it. So not only my gear, my shirts, everything that I wear, my boots, everything, it's always designed by me. So there you go. Look at that move. That's the throwback. I've only done the throwback once, and I think I'll only ever do it once. Maybe I'll do it in my next match. Knee right to the face. Jesus. I was still recovering from the broken nose. Like Tyler just mentioned, it was 2 weeks before, or 2 weeks, yeah. 2 weeks prior to this show, broke my nose. So this might have been my first match back. That's not right, actually. That is totally incorrect. My first match back from breaking my nose was actually my first main event. So yeah, very fun. But yeah, you could see my middle finger's taped, and that's because I went to grab something that day. I went to grab, I think, a box from that I had in my car. When I went to go get it, it was like a little shard of glass, and I cut my finger, and it just wouldn't go away, so I just had to tape my finger. And there goes the arm pad. Oh my god. Look at Marvin. Dude. He's such a spaz, bro.
In front of all his family and friends on the biggest stage here in the last territory, and he's got to come up victorious against Joe Garcia with Marvin Cruz on the outside.
What?
It's safe to say
that
the odds are not
the meat rider. Oh my god.
So much energy.
There you go. Look at that body slam.
That's why it's so important to cover your opponent as much as possible in these matches. Hey, when you got
that was a very interesting taunt.
Joe Garcia there, they're learning coming off the ropes.
There you go, boom. That's the bulldog. That's a really good picture that was taken from that bulldog. That they actually put, Vivo actually put that photo as the promotional material on the ticketed site. So if you go on the ticket, the website, it's actually me doing that bulldog. So shout out to Vivo for that one.
Beautifully executed. 1, 2.
So I'm just gonna say right there, I won that match, okay? If you look at it, his shoulders were on the mat and the referee hit 3 and the crowd even counted to 3 and they're looking at me. You can see my godfather right there. He's like, he won. And everyone's like, he won. But Charles, like, that's 2. Charles, you know that was 3, man? I'm looking at Charles like, brother.
Saying it was only a 2 count, but these fans believe it was 3.
Oh, right here. This is where I hit my first ever flying skadoosh punch. First time I ever caught someone with it right there. And wombo. Boom. Clean. Very good. Hell yeah. And there's the old punch. Took me to Kick City. Punch City. That was my first Vice City Slam. Definitely a very interesting experience, to say the least. Because like I said, you know, growing up, going to Dolphin Mall and whatnot, and there's pictures of me probably somewhere on the little playground area in the food court, like jumping on all the waffles and the pancakes. So from going to that to now wrestling at Dolphin Mall and whatnot, you know, Tyler mentions it on commentary, you know, I live 5 minutes away, and I really do, right here where we're filming, 5 minutes away from Dolphin Mall. So amazing experience, but didn't get the victory. Now let's see how I did on the next Vivo show that I was at. This is our last match. This is Vice City Slam 3, Danny Everbourne versus Elan. I'm also debuting new song, new everything, new gear, new all that. This is definitely 100% my favorite just match and moment of my entire year in wrestling thus far. Just, you know, to be able to come out with the guys I grew up with in the uniform that I grew up wearing. This felt like a breath of fresh air, and I feel like that's something that's important in wrestling, to kind of evolve and change your look, change everything, you know? Wrestling's like life, essentially. You kind of gotta evolve and, you know, move with the times and whatnot, and I felt like I was kind of just doing the same thing, same song, same entrance, same look, same all that, and I felt like, you know, I kind of needed something to... I felt like I needed to be more like myself. Elan just randomly hates Boy Scouts, and like he decided to talk smack, and you know, he found out. So this is my 3rd match with Elan, and you know, he doesn't like me because I have his number. Very fun match for sure. Elan decided to, you know, hit me with a chair literally right before, and there you go. Look at that one, taken directly from the Ricky Martinez book.
Only got a 2 count though. Oh, he's trying to go into that.
There we go. So this is also the first time I ever did the clover. So if you look at it right here, if you look at it, I go for the clove, the clover leaf, now named the clove hitch. It's the first time I ever did it, and I never really practiced it either. So if you look at it while I'm doing the move, I'm trying to remember how to do it because never practiced it, never done it before. It was just something that I knew I wanted to do, and I did it on kind of on the fly. So I was like going for it, and if you see, like, I'm trying to remember where to slip my other hand, and then I'm able to get it, and I got it right. But it's just kind of funny, like, definitely a bit of a gamble. I probably should have tried it out a couple times before. I think I tried it out maybe once or twice before. Went straight to my best friend of 15 years, man. You know, we kind of.
Out in the crowd, man, just threading a punch.
There you go,
Danny
wombo.
Everbourne's best friends there in that scout troop right next to us here, Dan.
When I tell you, like, literally, I rebranded everything from not just the entrance gear to my regular gear, to also even the skadoosh punch. I do it differently now. So I do a little bit more of a lead up to it. And just kind of, it's more effective for sure. You know, considering I'm 2-0. Ever since I started doing the skadoosh punch a little differently, I'm just saying it might be working for me. So, might be working in my favor.
Hit 3. Got him.
Wombo. First victory in Vivo. I wasn't able to get it the first time, but now I got it the second time against Elan. So that was pretty cool too, man. And if you look, the boys were instructed afterwards to get in the ring. But if you look at me, I'm literally yelling at them, get in, and they're not, like, it was so last minute where I was like, yo guys, get in the ring. And they were trying to get to different doors and whatnot and different locations and different entrances, but they weren't being let in for some reason until finally they were able to kind of, they were able to get out eventually and finally get right in the ring. And if you look at them, half of them, they don't get in the ring right. It's hilarious. But I think that's part of the charm, man. definitely the crowd was very receptive to the new look and the new attitude, new everything. So overall, I felt like this night was a success for sure. Not only just a win in the ring, but also a win, personally. Being able to have that moment with them in the ring and whatnot, and kind of come back to scouting without being a scout, it's pretty dope. So, well, that was a joy. But maybe I'll do another one in the future. Maybe there's some other matches that I did not include in this first episode that maybe we could do in the future. But that was definitely very fun to kind of look back and just, see the year that was. Because sometimes, we get so caught up and just in the now, you don't have any time to look back and kind of think about where you were a year ago. It's always really cool to see the difference in the first match that I watched versus the most recent. You can kind of see the, just the evolution from the gear to the entrance to just everything. My confidence. I've talked about it a couple of times where in the beginning I was very slow and no real and then by the ending I was coming out and doing poses on the top rope and whatnot. And just when you see that evolution, it really, you see how far you've come. So the best advice I can give you is to look back and at anything you're doing and just see how far you've come, because sometimes we forget that. Sometimes we get in our own heads and think that, we're not getting better. So when you watch and you look at that and you're able to look back at what you've done, it calms you down. I don't know. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.